everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Totally Absolutely Engaged.
Okay, and today we're actually joined by Amy, who's a live illustrator and owner of Petal Portrait, based in Staffordshire. How are you? And you're proving very popular with nearly 6,500 Instagram followers and still a relatively new business because you've only really gone full-time as of last year. Yeah. And you're obviously very creative because I was looking through your notes and you've got your BA honours in photography. You've been working 8 years in visual merchandising and you've worked with some pretty big brands actually, haven't you? Like Pandora and Ted Baker and things.
Wow.
I know. So how are you finding the wedding industry basically? Are you busier than expected or
absolutely
seeing more venues than you thought?
Yeah, it's completely taken off more than I could have imagined. So initially it was only meant to be a side hustle along the full-time job. And the more I was doing wedding fairs and things and social media content trying to build up, I just got a couple of bookings like dropping in here and there. And I started going to different venues and the venues were getting me recommended to other people. So inquiries started flying in more than I could have expected. And it just got to a point where I worked the summer at my full-time job. Every day off I was doing a wedding or a wedding fair. Absolutely overwhelmed with it all. So it got to October and I just thought I'm at a point where
you can do it.
I could, because obviously with the wedding industry, things booking so far in advance, I could project that, well, actually for 2026 and almost 27, I'm in a position now where I would be safe and I'm secure and it would work out for me to do the full-time thing. So I made that drastic
and there was a buzz about you as well. Like, genuinely, I heard about you through other suppliers and other venues as well.
Oh, I love
and
that.
Then all of a sudden, I was then asked about you, and I was like, I don't actually know her. But I know that the Plough then took you as one of their recommended suppliers.
Yeah,
didn't
they were one of my first few weddings that I attended for a lovely couple, and like the venue itself, I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know it existed. It was because of this booking. And they put me in the Orangery, and oh my gosh, it is honestly such a gorgeous venue. Just the layout, the setup. It's kind of got that country core vibe about it. I really love it. And
it's relatively new, that Orangery as well. So probably built for you.
It's really nice. For me, like for the social content as well, the lighting is spot on. I love posting when I'm there because I'm thinking this is where it makes my artwork look really good.
Yeah.
But absolutely loved it. And then since that, I've had a few more bookings for there, so really excited.
And it's important that it's live portraits, isn't it? So it's not caricature.
It all happens on the day live. So I'll give a little rundown of how it works on the day. It's different across illustrators, but I think it's all pretty much the same concept. I'll arrive before the guests do. As soon as they start turning up, we'll take reference photos. I normally have my mum with me, so she's that little support to help get it up and running while I'm like start drawing. But we take reference photos of everyone, so no one has to sit and wait. Because I think with caricature, it's such a quicker process. Whereas mine can be like 15 minutes per couple, and that could be quite awkward. Because I won't talk when I'm drawing. I have to be in the zone, so I'll be drawing away and. While people would be sitting there. So no, we do reference photos.
I do genuinely feel an idiot because I was half thinking, how do you do it? And I never even thought that you just took a bloody picture.
You're not the first.
Thinking, how do you talk?
Did you think it was like the olden times with him, like that, and then you just
you know when you go to the beach and you sit there and they say, like, pick out. For me, it's always my nose. They pick out a big nose.
Yeah. Well, you're not the only one. Because guests on the amount of times we take reference photos, we explain to somebody what it is, and even at that point, they still don't understand what we're on about. So we just carry on. And at the end, when I hand it to them, they'll look at it and think, "You've done this." I'm like, "Yeah, I drew it today." She's like, "But I wasn't in the room." I'm thinking, "Yeah, we took a photo of you," and it's funny that people don't. It's
I'm that idiot. Thank you.
Yeah, no, well, not at all. But so I draw throughout the day as guests. It depends where I am as well. Guests can either watch as I'm like in the middle of the bar room, or sometimes I'm put in with the wedding breakfast. I'm put anywhere and everywhere really.
It's actually quite nice to watch, isn't it? It's quite
mesmerising. Yeah. I mean, I like watching TikToks, just watching colouring like that.
I'm
to
the
me,
same.
It's so therapeutic, and I think. People, when they come over, because it's something they've never seen before, sometimes it is that mesmerising, wanting to watch it in action, especially when it's their own drawing being done in the moment. A lot of people just stand and watch, which I had to get used to, because to start with, that was really not off-putting, but it's nerve-wracking because I'd be shaking and thinking, I've got to make this look perfect because you're watching me. But They
And you
yeah,
have to
people
talk
love
to them
it.
at the same time, I would imagine.
Which I'm getting better at, but that
Yeah.
again, having my mum there, she's that extra support. I'm like,
She shields you.
yeah, I'm like,
So-
Yeah,
can
because that'd
you
be so
protect me?
distracting. Yeah.
Especially when I'm doing the bride and groom illustration. If that's the one I'm doing on the day, I just get so nervous about it. And like I'd say a good 7 times out of 10, the children come over when I do the bride and groom illustration. Just perfect timing, always happens. And they'll come over and they'll be watching, but they get closer and closer, and then the hands go on the table. And they're like, "Where the
Away.
hell are the parents?" Yeah, like, "Oh, there's something over there. Go on." Or I'm like, "Mum, create a creche over there and take them away."
Yeah. So is there like a particular style that you draw then?
Yeah, so I use alcohol markers. I don't use watercolors. I would love to because it's quicker, but it's just not my medium. So I have designed like a template that is my own style, my own shape, because I quite like consistency across all of my illustrations. I'd love the ability to do it all freehand on the day, but it almost helps as well with time frame and just making sure I prioritize and get things done. So I'll have a sort of a basic template, which I then redraw the outline, add the details of like the dresses, if there's hats or anything like that. Colour it in, add shading, and then I add the best bit, which is the glitter.
Oh.
Everyone absolutely loves the
Yes.
glitter detail. I don't know why, it just makes it a little bit more exciting. Like guests, when they pick it up and like the light glistens on it, they're just like, ooh, it's just extra special then.
Yeah.
Which so it's I think every illustrator has a completely different style, and that's important for when if that's something you want at your wedding, finding that person when you see the artwork, it makes you feel like that's incredible, that's the style that I want my guests to see and be drawn in.
And you've got a definite style. I mean, because I was looking through all the pictures on your Instagram,
Yeah.
and it is a definite style, and I don't know how to explain
Is
it,
it
but they
more
all
focused
sort
on
of...
the outfit
Oh,
than,
yeah.
than
Absolutely.
necessarily the facial expression?
Oh God, I'd never try and do faces.
No.
Yeah, because you don't do faces, do
No,
you?
I do offer, because I think the faceless can sometimes freak people out. It's like mannequins sometimes freak people out. So if people say, "Can you add facial details?" I'll just do like really subtle 2 dots for eyes, bit of blush, and it adds enough for it to be clear what it is, but it's not enough for me to offend anyone.
But randomly, it looks like the person.
I know.
And I don't know.
I think that
I mean, me and art,
shocked-
I've always struggled. I just can't draw it at all. But it always fascinates me. But for something that everything looks the same, it looks like every
Individual
You
person.
can tell who they are.
Yeah.
I think that shocked me as well, because I don't do anything apart from draw the outfit that I see. I don't really focus on the facial features. I'll make sure I get the hair colour and like the rough style of how the hair is, if it's up, down, curly, straight. But ultimately, it's the outfits I focus on. And every time I go to a wedding, without a doubt, when you see the guests coming over and they're all looking at the illustrations, they're pointing out who everyone is. And I'm sitting there thinking, thank God. And I always say to them, like, I must be doing something right. If you can tell who everyone is.
Yeah, because you can't really offend anyone, can you? If you
No.
like a caricaturist can offend
I'm sure
people.
there'll be a time that it happens, but no, I'm for now, not doing faces seems to help. So yeah, I don't mind the subtle ones, but I'd be too nervous, I think. And as well, I put a lot of detail into the outfits. So if I then had to put extra time into the faces, it's taken me longer per illustration. So I like to keep it about the outfits, more fashion and
yeah.
So
how many would you do in a day? So what do you have a maximum guess? Number?
I've changed it slightly now. I updated my packages in January because when I started, the way I practiced and based my packages was from doing it in my living room.
Right.
I was learning how quick I could draw them and how many that would mean to do in a certain time frame. But that then didn't account for guest interaction.
Yeah.
If we're having a lunch, which rarely happens because I normally just draw through it. But I also found that a few times at venues, I'd be drawing away and they'd come over and say, "Are you going to be here much longer?" I'll be like, "Yeah, another 2 hours yet." Like, okay. So we need to put a photo booth in, or the DJs come in, and it's that I can move, it's not a problem. But when you're not prepared for it mentally, I've then been taken out of the drawing. So I had to think, right, realistically, how many can I do? So the most I've ever drawn on a day is 86. And that was from 12 in the afternoon through till 11 p.m.
Hand Rex.
It was killer. Like it's more my eyes, because you've got the lighting obviously changes to go darker, and I always have like a little table lamp with me, and when you're like colouring away and then you have to change your pen colours and you're looking at all the range you've got and your eyes are trying to adjust in the dark where the pens are, then you're going back and it's almost your eyes get really tired. but that's just part of the part of the
So is
job.
it like 86 individual pictures? So because you do group shots, don't you?
So I do group shots. I think this gets really confusing because again, illustrators all do this differently.
Right.
I base everything off per guest,
Right.
because you're never guaranteed to have a solo person, a couple, a family of 5. You don't know what you're going to get. So I always say if I do it per guest, because I know how long it'll take me per guest.
Got you.
So when I say 86, it was 86 guests, which could end up being like 40 illustrations,
Yeah.
Okay,
depending on how they group together. But now I say the most I'll do is 60. I can do more, and I probably will end up doing more, but I just think realistic with the whole guest interactions, because that happens throughout the day as well. And I don't want to not talk to people and just have my face down. It's like it's an exciting element for what the bride and groom want for the guests as well. So it's important to make sure I'm still engaged.
So
with
will they
everyone.
tell you, right, we definitely want a portrait of this person. We definitely want a portrait of...
Or is it
Not
just who comes up to
exactly.
you?
Yeah, to be honest, most people book the package based on their guest count. I have had a few where the guest count's crazy, like 100, 150.
Yeah.
And they just say, I just want the smaller package. Can you just be here for this like sort of time frame and do as many as you can do? So it really depends on what the bride and groom want, how many guests there are, on the day circumstances. I have had it where, obviously, if I don't finish them all on the day, someone's paid for the 80 guest package and I only finish the 60 on the day. The 20 left over will get done, but I do them in the studio.
And you just send them on.
I just send them on to the bride and groom, and then they hand them out to people. But I make that clear to guests on the day as well, and everyone's always fine. I think that was one of my fears to start with, was almost feeling incompetent if you can't get them all finished on the day. But it's such a normal, natural thing.
And you want it to be done right as well. Like, you don't want a rush job.
Yeah, I think people pick my artwork in particular. If they want me to illustrate for them, it's because they like my style. And if I try and speed up, that's going to jeopardise the standard and the quality of how mine turn out. And I think that's not me. I tried to rush once because it was more, I saw other illustrators claiming they could do them really quick. And I thought, God, why am I so slow? Why am I not doing it as quick as the others? But then when I look at it, I add all the details. I add the creases of the outfits. I add the shading. I add the glitter, which as well, that takes... I have my mum half the time sitting there with a fan. Like she's there trying to dry the glitter away to make sure it's like done all in time so we can put them in little protective sleeves and hand them out. But I just think my style is what people want, and I won't rush that. I won't take...
Don't compromise on it,
Yeah,
basically.
100%, yeah. I want to make sure all the quality is there.
Right.
That's what they're paying for. It's what they're wanting. Like when they see me at wedding fairs and they see social media, they're seeing a certain thing. So to not get that, it's not fair. And
I can tell you're creative because your packages that you've listed on Instagram are so neat and so
Take
precise.
notes.
I know. I looked at it and thought, I am jealous.
Yeah, no.
But we don't even need to go into pricing. I think people can just go straight onto your Instagram.
Yeah.
And it
it's
is just
there.
so clear. It's unbelievable. So.
Yeah.
So does that vary in times then in your packages as well? Like, or is there a set time that you are typically there?
No, so do you know what? I changed that as well. So again, other illustrators will have time frames. I used to have time frames, but it doesn't work. I used to do, I'd claim I could do 30 to 40 people in a 3 to 4 hour time slot. And it would be like going into 5-6 hours later, and I was still trying to finish them. And I thought, I've got to stop trying to say I'll do so many in a certain time. Like the aim is to do them all. And then if I can't do them all, it's as many as I possibly can. So what I'd say is I'll turn up an hour before guests so I can, set up, be ready. And as soon as they start arriving, take the reference photos, and I'll draw from that first one. And I will draw through until I either have them all done or till the evening guests arrive, because that's when the atmosphere shifts into party mode and it completely changes, and it's not as exciting anymore. The day guests have forgotten I was even there. So when I'm there on the dance floor trying to find people and go through
trying to match up the
person?
dresses.
Yeah, because people change outfits as well, don't they? So they go into their evening outfits. I had this at an Asian wedding. They were absolutely gorgeous, the outfits. I love doing them because the amount of glitter I use as well. It looks incredible. But I didn't realise that not just the bride and groom, everyone changed outfits. So it got to me, my partner was helping me at this one. And we were finishing up, we put everything away, had them ready, and everyone came back down outside, but then another 100 guests came. There ended up being 350 people.
Oh
and we're there
God.
trying to find people that were no longer wearing the same outfits. And because I know who I've drawn from the outfits, whereas Rich and my mum will forget the photo and they look at them and think, I don't know who this is, and they struggle to match up. Whereas I'll look at it and I straight away can look up and say, oh, it's that person. It's so easy for me to remember. But when the outfits are no longer there,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, it was hard. So we had to find like a family member to help try and figure out who they all were. So that was an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like.
Yeah, it does. What is your biggest piece of advice then to your customers?
I would probably say it might be a bit of a cliche thing to say because it's the wedding industry, but if you find an illustrator you like, book them, because we are considered more of a want than a need. You know, you need your dress, you need your cake, you need the music, you need the venue. We're one of those things you can add at the end, but if you find somebody you really like, chances are they're going to get booked up, because we book up 1 to 2 years in advance, easy.
Really?
And I'm getting a lot of inquiries coming through for the same date, and I've already got something booked, and it's heartbreaking when you're like, I'm so sorry, I can't. I'm already booked. And
Well, yeah, once you are gone, we've said this before on another
Yeah.
show, and it's once you're gone, aren't
Yeah.
you? It's,
yeah, there's other illustrators, and you can obviously recommend different ones. Like I've got somebody that I always recommend as a number one go-to if they're free. But it's making sure that somebody's within your region, similar pricing as well. That
it's the style,
And
though,
the
with
style
you.
you want,
Yeah,
exactly,
with
yeah.
you, it is the style. And
yeah, and
like
it's everyone is so different. So it's, if you want to book somebody, if you can, do it. Yeah.
straight away.
But apart from that, I'd say the other thing is just considering where you want us at your venue, because we can go, well, I can go anywhere. I'm quite flexible. If it is darker, I can have, you know, a table light with me. There's no restrictions. Obviously, natural lighting's better for drawing and that, but we can go anywhere. It's just where you want us best, because I've had it before where a bride actually wanted me out the way because she wanted me to finish as many as possible, and then it was that exciting show that put them on display and everyone saw them. So it was nice because it was more of an excitement element towards the end of the day. But then other people want it front facing, everyone sees it as they come into the venue, as they're walking to the bar or in the wedding breakfast room, wherever it is. So it's just considering where the best option is, and planning it in as well. Cause
I think I'd want you on show.
Yeah.
You've paid for it, haven't you?
But then I quite like the idea of, so on that one that you were just talking about, did you lay them all out and then everybody came over at once to see them? That's quite, you get to see everyone else's then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of
I mean,
like
it's
that.
no shock that we've got a different opinion.
Yeah. Surprise, we don't agree.
No, well, I've started displaying them differently now, because I used to do it on a table, but you never guaranteed the space. So I saw other illustrators using like a frame, and they hang it. Yeah, and I just love that way of hanging it. And I trialled it just before Christmas, and it was so much better, because when it's on a table, people almost don't want to come over because I'm working on the table, and people can't gather together and see it. Whereas when it's on the frame, you get groups of people swarming over, because it does add to the element of entertainment, because people get so excited about finding their own, finding each other's, and everyone will just be there looking through all the pictures and trying to find each other, and it's just really quite sweet.
She's got more glitter than me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, why does she look skinnier?
Oh, I know. I'm dreading the day I hear somebody insult someone else. That'd be awful.
Perfect. And then what is your biggest ick?
I have a couple.
Oh, go on, fire away.
But I have to be honest, they are so genuinely innocent. It's not like a guest is deliberately giving me the ick. It's something. So there's one
Just
that people
accidentally
do, and it's something that anyone would do. You wouldn't think of it being an issue. It's putting a drink down on the table right next to exposed artwork. The amount of times I've seen a beer go down next to it, and I'm thinking, well, you're already looking a bit wavy. I've got a lot of hours worth of work out on this table. Pick up your drink and put it elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then that also goes hand in hand with how I used to display illustrations. I'd have them flat out on the table, and because the glitter takes a while to dry, I always left it out of the protective sleeves, just so people could still see them. But there's something about humans and human instinct and this desire and urge to touch things.
Yeah.
And everyone will look and they'll be like, oh, these look nice. And me and my mum, or when my partner's with me, we've all learnt to get ready for this now. And we'll be looking at people, watching their hands. And I'll be drawing, watching out the corner of my eye, waiting for them to go near the artwork, ready to be like, can you not do that? And it's just seconds and it'll happen and people just go, and they just poke the artwork and they'll touch the glitter and then they'll have glitter on their hand and then they look at me. I've had people walk away, like pretend it didn't happen.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, God, that's...
Yeah.
It's so innocent, that's the thing. People don't realise, they don't get
People
that
look with their fingers so much.
I'm
It
awful
is
for it.
Yeah. I've had children do it many a time.
Yeah.
There was one child in particular, she was adorable, but she came up to the table and she looked at all this artwork. I think I had like 10 illustrations out. And she looked up at me and she looked me dead in the eye. Like she looked into my soul. And I just thought, she's going to do something. And it was almost this smirk on her face as she raised her hands in the air. And she just went bam, bam, bam. Put her hands across every single illustration, smearing the glitter.
Oh my
And I
god.
just sat in shock. And the dad
just
came
cried.
over. Well, I had to hold back the tears because it was the bride and groom's daughter. So I couldn't,
was it?
I couldn't say
Oh,
anything. So
God.
I just sat still.
That's even worse.
And somebody, I think it was someone that was looking after the kids, came over, looked at what she did, laughed, grabbed her and walked away. And I just thought, oh my God, what do I do? And the bar staff saw and the photographer, and they all came over. They were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." And I cleaned them up. It was fine. It was not a problem. But I learned from then, never put them out until they're in those sleeves.
No.
They have to be protected at all costs. So
From demon children, especially.
honestly, it gives me trauma now. If I see children, I'm like, right, is everything protected? Yeah.
Keep the
They've
kids
given
away.
us trauma for years, kids. With
yeah.
the selfie mirrors, the amount of times they bang
I
the
can
selfie
imagine.
mirrors.
Yeah.
and
they
it's the
do.
fingerprints as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
My OCD
And we
was
do like
spiraling.
a guest book, so the photos go into like a book and
Yeah.
the guests sign it and stuff.
Oh,
And like you say, people put pints next to it, and you
I've
has
had it.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
had
has
it. So the prop table, they'd put drinks on, and then I don't know why decided to lean on the prop table, but they're not proper sturdy tables,
no.
so it's collapsed. And the beer has just gone all on the album, literally ruined all the photos. I just had to go up to the bride and say, "I'm so sorry, like this has happened to you." But thankfully, she was
Here's your
nearby.
paper mache.
Yeah, she was nearby when it happened, so she'd seen that like
Yeah.
what had happened. She was absolutely fine about it. But I was like, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe it!" And that wasn't a child; that was a full blown
No,
adult.
it's always the
Yeah.
adults.
The
They're
drunken
worst.
adults.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we'll move on to the customer dilemmas. So we'll start off with Hattie. She says, we've actually touched on this a little bit. My venue is small and dark. Can I still hire a live artist?
Absolutely. I think it's having that conversation with the venue and the artist just to make sure whatever the circumstances are going to be fit for that day. Because some venues might not even have space, because I usually like a big table, 2 chairs, so there's enough space to have the pens and the card and my tablet to draw from the reference photos. Sometimes they've only got a tiny table. So it's working out, have they got an alternative space where I could bring my own table? Because I've got 4 foot, 6 foot that I have anyway, just in case.
I was going to say what qualifies as a big table.
It's 6 foot's like too much. 4 foot's like a decent amount.
So that's how much space you kind
Yeah,
of
I
need, 4
mean,
to 5 foot.
I've had a venue where it's a tiny little circle table, and I had to put my pens on a chair next to me, and I was crouched over a little bit. Like, we work with whatever we're given, but it's just planning it in advance to make sure it kind of works for everyone as best as it can. But regards to like lighting, usually illustrators tend to have something in preparation. Because I've had it where I go into the evening, I don't always just finish when the day guests are changing into evening. And I'll have to make sure I've got the appropriate lighting to make sure that I can still see what I'm doing and people can come over and have a look. So it's doable for everywhere and anywhere. The other thing to consider is if you want an illustrator outside, be mindful that if it's windy, it most likely is not going to go ahead. We had it where we were in like a little glass orangery room thing, and there was a few gaps in the door, and we were put right next to it, and it was like a wind tunnel. And it's just the artwork was flying all over the place. My mum, bless her, was running around trying to catch everything. And when you've got glitter on it as well, she's trying to hold it down. And it was traumatic for the both of us. So we were like, if it's windy in future,
It sounds like a very traumatic job.
It can be. There are times.
Glitter is traumatic.
Yeah, glitter is traumatic, full stop.
If you have your own kids, you'll learn that glitter is traumatic.
It really is. But it's as well, considering if they're going to be in direct sunlight, I've had one where it was the height of the summer, like sun was directly on the back of us, and it's really hot, and there's no shelter provided. I don't know if a lot of illustrators have their own to bring. Like, I don't have shelter. I wouldn't bring my own gazebo or anything. So for me, it's making
Just give me 10 minutes whilst I pop my
Yeah.
gazebo up, please.
Well, I've seen some people have like little carts that they bring, and that has an umbrella with it, which I'm like, that's
Right.
really cool. But if you're in a position to be able to afford to get something that's unique like that, that's amazing. If you're not, you've got to work what the venue can offer, and it's just making sure you consider that if you've got an illustrator that is going to be sitting somewhere for hours at a time, they're not going to be freezing cold, they're not going to overheat, and they're not going to be destroyed by the weather in any way, whether it's wind or rain or whatever. So it's just the conversation in advance happens to where they want like the illustrator to go.
Brilliant. Next one then, it's in from Daisy, and she says, if we have 120 guests, is it pointless booking live portraits when not everyone can actually get one?
I think it's No, I think you should always, if you want an illustrator, you still can give that option where the majority can get included. All illustrators are different. Some would probably be able to complete 120 in a day. I know I wouldn't, so I'd never commit to that. For me, there's other options. You could do it so it's almost like a first come first serve situation, and I've got signs that explain every scenario that I'm there for, so people can come over and get their photos, and all the photos I take, they will receive an illustration. If it gets to a point where we've got to cap it, we just explain to people, it's no longer we're not open at the moment. We're just finishing the illustrations we've got, and it depends on what the bride and groom want. We can offer the opportunity to say to them, we can take your reference photo, and if you want to purchase one, you can contact us at a later date and get it that way. So, which is really popular because we've done a few weddings where it's not covered the whole guest count, and people have been so keen. They're like, I really want one still, and they're happy to pay. Like, I only ever do £10 per guest, and they're like, absolutely. And I give them my card, and I just say, well, if you get in touch within 2 weeks, we'll keep your photo, and if you don't make payment now and you make payment at that point, we'll do it and send it to you.
I really like that idea.
So it's an option, definitely.
Yeah.
So realistically, if the bride and groom are willing to pay for the extra pictures, then you can do any wedding. But you just can't do it on the actual. You can only do like 80 up to the 60, 80 a day.
I've got quite a lot of bookings which are for large guest counts, and they're all completely aware that I will do as many as I can in the day, whether that's 60, 80 or not.
And then the rest they receive.
Yeah, we make sure we get all the reference photos, so everyone in that package is getting an illustration. It's no doubt. But I make sure that all the guests are aware. Once we've taken kind of half the photos, we'll start letting people know yours might not be finished today, but you'll get it in the post, and everyone's always so understanding. Yeah, it works. You can make it work.
I think that's good to know, actually, because I think a lot of people would not have thought of that.
Yeah, there's options. It's just working out what the bride and groom ultimately want.
Exactly.
If they're paying, then it's a lot to expect to pay for 120 to 150 people even. But if they want to, then
they can. The option's there.
Absolutely.
So Sue says, what if we book live illustrations and literally no one comes up for one?
I don't know if this is really big-headed, but that just does not happen. It really doesn't happen.
Stop stressing, Sue.
Yeah, 100%. I've had one wedding situation where we took reference photos and people saw what I was doing and they just didn't seem bothered. It wasn't that they weren't excited or happy. It just wasn't I don't know if it just wasn't their thing, but they just went off, did the day, enjoyed the celebrations. And at the end, when I went and handed them out, that's the moment you get to see the appreciation where people are like, oh my goodness, that's really good. That actually looks like me. And they'll start showing each other and you think, right, that was worth it. But I have never had it where people don't want their photos really taken, or they don't come up to get it done, because we tend to go out and take the photos of people. So we explain what it is, what we're there for. We've had some people say they're not sure. Then when they see it happening, they come back over and say, is it too late to get my photo taken?
Yeah, that's the same as a selfie mirror, that, isn't it?
Definitely. I think people don't understand the concept of what it is.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't like their photo being taken anyway. So when you're saying, oh, we're going to draw you, it really makes people quite on edge. They don't know what to expect. Yeah. So they need to see the visual. And we normally take round a sample illustration when we're taking photos to show people and say, this is what it's going to look like. And even at that point, there's this, like, generationally, there's certain generations that just don't really get it, not interested. And as soon as they see them, they think, I want mine. I want one of my own.
Yeah.
Like, I've had it with men sometimes where they're like, I don't want one of those. No, it's not for me. And when they see theirs, they're getting it and they're showing their friends. Like, they get really excited. So I don't think I've experienced it yet where people don't come up, because people start sharing it with each other as well. Once they've had their reference photo, they'll go to other people and say, have you had yours yet? Or even the bride and groom, they'll tell people in advance, they'll say, this is happening, it's a gift, it's our wedding favours to you all, make sure you get your photo. So there's different options again with how the guests can find out about getting their photo done and getting an illustration.
And the good thing about your style as well is that you're not actually pointing out anyone's insecurities. So whereas a photo, they might get back and be like, oh my God, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yours is just like a really nice...
It's just the outfit.
Drawing of their outfit.
I mean, we still get the two fun ones that we always get. Everyone says it is, can you do me a better hairline? And can you slim me down a little bit? And it's always, I try and make sure that I'm really complimentary of everyone without completely taking away from what everyone actually looks like. I like to be inclusive and make sure everyone feels happy with their illustration. I'd be mortified if anyone was offended. So, yeah.
Brilliant.
I think you cross the line there, because I think a lot of people, men especially, would think, oh, it's just, I keep saying caricaturist and that. But I think most men would be like, oh, I don't want that. That's just silly. Yeah. But yours is actually as a family man, I would like to have a portrait like yours, because it is like a proper
that's really kind. Thank you.
artistic illustration. I really
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. I was actually
They are
quite shocked when
cool.
I actually looked, and I keep going back to your Instagram because I'm actually keen that people actually look at it.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I looked and thought, actually, that's a really nice gift from the bride and groom in a way.
Absolutely. Well, half the time we get when we're handing them out to people come over and try and pay, and we're like, no, it's a gift. This is from the bride and groom. It's a gift for you all, which makes everyone really happy as well. So that's another added element of like something for the guests.
It's
on
a
the
really
day.
nice keepsake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
To remember the day. Right, we'll go on to Sarah. She says, why would I spend my wedding budget on live illustrations instead of just getting more photos? Oh, controversial.
Oh, because they're better than a photo. Can I say
Yeah,
that?
yeah, you
I
can.
think with,
As a selfie mirror company.
oh yeah, I've got to tread carefully here. No, I think it's so unique, and it's having somebody that's got a talent that not everyone else has, and a skill that can be done like on the day live. It's quite an incredible thing. I never knew I'd be capable of doing it, and I think there's so many parts to it. It's not just a keepsake for your guest. It's entertainment. They're seeing that happen live. It's something special from your day that they take home. You can have your traditional favours where it's like little alcohol bottles, the his and her favourite ones. Not everyone drinks, so there's people missing out. It's drank and it's gone. Or you could have other things where people just leave it on the table. Nobody leaves these.
No.
Everyone wants it. Everyone takes them home, and everyone puts them pride of place on like the fireplace, or they frame it even. Like, it's such a special part of your day. And I think it's so worth the money and the time, and the value for your guests' experience, and bride and groom as well. They get an illustration for them.
Yeah,
I think it's worth it. I'm biased, obviously, but
I actually think it
think
is.
yeah, I
bizarrely.
agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
I sit here sometimes and think you're not worth it. But actually,
Say that.
and I'm thinking if we interviewed now.
To be honest,
But I would. I think it's a
yeah.
great entertainment, and there's not a lot of daytime entertainment.
Yeah,
Really,
exactly.
you can fill
It's-
your evening with weddings with all
Yeah.
sorts of entertainment.
And it's quite subtle. It's not in your
daytime,
face. It's
no.
not forced on people. It's subtle, but it draws people over.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole day, we'll get people coming over, just standing and watching, and they're like, "I'm so sorry, can I just watch for a bit?" I'm like, "Yeah, go for it." Like, it's just that people really enjoy it. So no, it's
And you
definitely
get the
worth-
nice element. You get them when they're sober.
Yeah.
We
it
get
is.
moonies.
I haven't
That's
had
on a
anything
good
like
day.
that just yet. Yeah, not something I'd be willing
Oh,
to
we've
draw.
had some bad ones.
You not draw full moons.
Yeah, no, no, definitely not.
Right, Brill. Final one is from Jen. She says, what is the hardest part of painting guests live?
Probably being cautious of not offending somebody. I think appearance, there's a lot around appearance, and I would never want to over compliment someone to the point they didn't feel I truly drew them as they are. Because there are fine lines with things, and I don't ever want to cross one, because the last thing I'd ever want to do is offend somebody. So it's just making sure that everything that I draw, someone's going to be proud when I hand it to them, and it's not going to be a case of that's not me, or you've made me, you've made me really slim, and I'm not that slim. Why have you not made me how I actually look? Like, that would be a horrible feeling. So I try to make sure everyone is perfectly as they are. Like, I had one situation where there was 3 guys. One lad was a lot shorter than the other 2. And I felt like I needed to say to him, I was like, just so you know, I do work on like a bit of a stencil basis, and I like to make everything consistent. I was like, before I even said, are you happy for me to do the same height? He just went, so I'm going to be as tall as my mates. I was like, if I can do that. He was like, yeah, can you? And he was like, don't tell them though, because it'll be great when we get it at the end. And it was such a funny thing at the end. It was a really sensitive thing. I was so worried about offending it. And then when he picked it up and the friends looked at it, they were like, well, who's that? That's not you. And he was like, I've for once been as tall as you guys. And it was just a cute little thing between them that made that special. But the only other thing I'd say is trying to get them all done. Like, there is always that pressure of wanting everyone to receive it on the day. If they're seeing everyone getting theirs and they don't get it, it's soul destroying, because they come over and they're looking at the table, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, I didn't get round to it just yet, but you will get it. It's coming in the post. But I try and avoid that as much as possible and get them done.
Yeah.
Well, I think
And
it's
it's
a
less
brilliant
homework.
idea.
Yeah, exactly. It's only adding to my
you only have to
job
do it
load
later
in the
on, don't
studio.
you?
So I like to get them done on the day. Yeah.
Perfect. So how can people find you then?
So I am on social media. I'm on Instagram at Petal and Portrait. I have got a TikTok, but I've got to up my game on there, so I'm not quite posted as much.
That's a theme, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it's like I can blame age. Is it a generational? I'm in my 30s now. I feel like it's harder to understand how all of these.
I think it's only just
platforms
being
work.
understood for businesses, and really.
It took me a long time to adjust to it.
Yeah,
I didn't see TikTok
because it was us that had to say to you, you need to get on TikTok.
I know people will say it to me because everyone when I'm at weddings, people say, "I've seen you on TikTok." I'm like, I doubt it because I don't post enough. It's definitely not
you
me.
You definitely haven't.
Yeah, and then people say, "Well, you should be." Like it's where I see
really
people.
well.
I know. I don't know because I put reels on Instagram all the time. So why I don't just share it to TikTok?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I've got to get more into that.
It would work really well, I think, for TikTok.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, I think that's the fear for me is things going viral. If that ever happened for me, because I'm scared of the hate. Like I'm scared that
she got loads of hate the other week.
I got so much hate.
Oh God, no!
Well, I forgot what you said.
I said that I wouldn't. We've spoken about it so much. I won't let it drop. I said that I wouldn't take my husband's last name.
Okay.
When I got married, and the men absolutely.
It turns out 200,000 people didn't really agree.
My God.
I got slated. We put it onto Instagram, and it was like all the men were like hating me, and I thought I'll put it on TikTok. I'll find my audience on TikTok. It'll hit the girls. It didn't.
No.
It hit the men again. So I just got even more of a bashing. I was like, oh.
They're just traditional, aren't they? Like I get it, but each their own.
Yeah.
Choose what you want, but I think with art, you're opening it up to people really insulting your style, and that I'm a very sensitive soul. Like someone recently commented on one of my posts, and they said I can't do hands either. And I thought because I don't actually do hands really. It doesn't have the the detail on the hands because I don't want to waste the time on it. Like the outfit is the focus.
Yeah.
So when they commented, I thought, is that what everyone's thinking? Is everyone looking at my artwork thinking, oh my gosh, you can't do hands? Because that's...
No, they're not. Don't worry.
No, good.
I didn't once look at any of them and go, oh my God, she can't draw hands.
But that's not even a bad thing to say. Like it wasn't a mean thing. She was saying, I can't do them either. Like, yeah, totally, your style's like mine. I don't even try. But I took it as a major insult. I thought, oh my God, I can't open up the world of like social media to receive all this hate. I'll crumble. Like, my partner won't know what to do with me. He'll just be like, oh my God. So
stay off TikTok then.
Yeah, maybe
I was going to say watch this space, but maybe let's not watch it.
Just get a thicker skin before.
I just don't read any of it.
You've not had any hate yet, so you're all right.
No.
We'll wait for it to come. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been great. And we will see you all next week.
Bye.